of receivers, the brilliantly versatile James Lofton and the equally versatile John Jefferson. In this case, the throw is to number 83, John Jefferson. He is agile, he is graceful, he is fluid, he is elusive. And then, of course, maybe the best athlete in the National Football League, gifted with world-class speed, number 80, James Lofton. So for the Pack, it is offense and more offense. But for the football Giants, it is defense, a defense spearheaded by the great Lawrence Taylor, who leads the Giants in tackles. And this is but one evidence of what he can do. He is swift, he is hard-hitting, he is mobile, and he is intuitive. Right here, you'll see another evidence of his great strength. So for the Giants, it is defense. And on offense, they do have a steady-going, workman-like running back in Rob Carpenter, who gives it everything he's got. And he's proved out as the Giants' rushing leader. So tonight, it is offense in the form of the Pack against defense in the form of the Giants on Monday Night Football. Hello again, everyone. Good to have you with us. I really think we covered this game in advance with the opening of our telecast. For the Pack, it's offense. For the Giants, it's defense. The Giants do have a whale of a chance to win this game because of injuries to the Pack, which seems defenseless. To tell you about the Giants, my colleague of 13 years, one of the extraordinary players in Giant history, indeed in pro football history. He remembers the glory years, which he was a part of. He analyzes the Giants now the way they are.
Thank you, Coach. All my highlights were in black and white. The Giants tonight, they have a big job ahead of them. They like to move the ball on offense. They like to keep the ball away from Green Bay. They like to keep it away from Lynn Dickey and the great receivers. There's John Jefferson, there's Kaufman, and they have one of the best in the business out on the flank. And we are going to be watching them for you. But the Giants want to keep the ball on the ground, move it, run out the clock, and keep their defense off the field if they can. They're missing a linebacker. And it is a sold-out stadium. 76,000 plus. Has been that way since it opened back in 1976. Giants Stadium, one of the great facilities in the country. We'll look deep as the Giants will be receiving. Billy Campfield is back there. Of course, if you recall, a game last Sunday was Billy Campfield, who is going to try and rectify a couple of major errors that caused a 14-point swing over 12 seconds against the Dallas Cowboys. One of them, of course, a fumble on a kickoff. Set to go and get things underway. Jan Stenerud, who will be 41 years old this fall, and he is having perhaps his best year thus far, the field goal chores for the Green Bay Packers. A long-time rivalry between these two teams. This year, Green Bay solid on offense, questionable on defense. They've lost players on defense, have the Packers, while the Giants have lost players on their offense. And we'll watch Billy Campfield from the 5-yard line. Campfield out over the 15 and taken there close to the 17-yard line. Offensively, we'll watch Scott Brunner get things underway. He's had a tough season thus far. Some of that because he lacks a lot of speed in the receiving corps. Passing for 52.4%. He's got one touchdown. The Giants only have 3 touchdowns offensively. A couple of good running backs. Second-year man out of Michigan, Butch Woolfolk, had a good day against Dallas last Sunday. They were in good shape until the costly errors in the fourth quarter. First down and 10. The ball near the 17-yard line for the Giants. We're just underway from Giant Stadium. Butch Woolfolk out to the right side, steps inside. He does that well. He'll get a couple of yards as he is met by Ezra Johnson. Let's take a look at the defensive unit. As you look at the front three, 2 of them, Rich Turner should not be there. Byron Bragg's over in the left side. He would not ordinarily be there because Mike Butler has signed with Tampa Bay, not playing this season. Rich Turner is replacing an injured Terry Jones. The linebackers, it's a good core, but they're missing another good linebacker in Randy Scott over in the left inside linebacking position. And there's the secondary. It'll be attitude tonight in the form of the rookie #1 draft pick out of Pittsburgh, Tim Lewis. He'll be in there on the nickel combination for Green Bay. It's 2nd down and 8. The ball resting just short of the 20-yard line. Missler is out left. Gray right. Brenner and Mister will have the first down out over the 30-yard line. Bruner connects on the very first pass that he attempts tonight. And down goes Missler in the arms of Mike McCoy.
It's always good to get that first completion. And one of the better routes I think you can do that with is a little turn-in route like they ran right there. You had 2 or 3 guys not going very deep, not trying to throw a complicated pattern. Get this thing started off, hold the ball.
The Giants are 1-2 in the season. They lost to the Rams. They beat Atlanta in overtime, and they lost to Dallas last Sunday. While the Green Bay Packers are 2-1 as we look at head coach Bill Parcells of the Giants. The Pack beat Houston. They lost to Pittsburgh, and they beat the Rams last Sunday in the final second of play. Woolfolk is in motion. Bruner hands off to Carpenter, and Carpenter, as he does so well, breaks the tackle. He'll get 5 yards out of something that should have been 2 yards. He's in the arms of Byron Braggs, and this is where the Packers have had a great deal of trouble. They have been poor against the rush, but they have been equally as bad against the pass. In the NFC after 3 games, they were dead last defensively, 13th against the rush, 13th against the pass. Gain of 5 by Carpenter. The ball just over the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and 5. And the 2 tight ends, Zeke Mowatt, 84, Tom Mulledy, number 81, are in there for Scott Bruner. Carpenter again, similar play, following Woolfolk, and Carpenter again doing what he does so well, keeping those knees turning and moving behind Brad Pinson and Billy Ard left side. It'll be first down yardage for the Giants out over the 40. He's having a tremendous year thus far. Weak last year as we watch him following Woolfolk, but he's 4.4-yard average and some pretty tough sledding in the early going of the season. This is how he gets it done.
He really does. Billy Ard had a good block left guard for the Giants. They call him Mad Dog, but they got Douglas out there, number 53. He couldn't quite make the stop. Good run there. Good play.
The first down inside the 42-yard line of the Giants. Bruner, play action to the right. Looks for Gray deep. Doesn't find him. Goes to the tight end, Mowatt. And Mowatt, a surprise tight end. They picked up from Florida State. Gets the first down. And he is in Packer territory.
Offensively, you're seeing exactly the way the Giants play. Sustained drives, short yardage basically. They don't have the wide receiver speed that Frank mentioned to go deep very often, if ever. And sooner or later, it's been the habit to make a mistake during the course of the drive.
First down, 45-yard line of Green Bay. The deep threat is Ernest Gray. But we go back to Carpenter, and Carpenter, again, finding big gaping holes in the middle and then bouncing off linebackers for additional yardage, collects 5 more. He's close to the 40-yard line. It'll be second down and 5. The Giants lost Floyd Eddings, a deep threat, as a wide receiver. They could possibly be bringing him back next week. They lost him in a preseason game that Howard and I watched against the Pittsburgh Steelers with an ankle injury. They've lost Leon Bright, a good return man, another speedy man in a passing situation out of the backfield. He may be gone for the season with an Achilles tendon. Second down and 5. Woolfolk left side, and this time
nothing there.
It firms up. It's Wingo in there initially, stripping the ball, but they'll mark it up close to the line of scrimmage. Wingo's been around a while. Good solid linebacking on the part of the Packers. Wingo, Anderson, Cumbie, and of course, as Don mentioned, Mad Dog Mike Douglas. He likes to be called Mad Dog, so don't get upset with it. He has a T-shirt made up, and he sells them, I believe. It says Mad Dog. Woolfolk got a yard, so it'll be third down and 4. Billy Campfield comes in out of the shotgun. Bruner. Ernest Gray doesn't hold on. It was high, but it was a pass that could have been, should have been caught. And out comes Dave Jennings, the punting unit. So the Giants, with a drive that started at their own 17-yard line, will have to turn it over. Or at least they bring out their punting set. This is quite an athlete, Dave Jennings. He doesn't do it very often, but he could shock you if he wanted to.
He does a little running, throwing, jumping, catching stuff back there every now and then.
Look at Phil Epps.
And a pitching.
And Jennings is looking to put it inside the 5. He doesn't catch the corner, and the Green Bay Packers will have the ball, their first offensive set at the 20-yard line. A gain of about 19 yards on that punt because Jennings did not catch the corner. Will be Green Bay Packers, their first possession of the night. Just underway in the first quarter, and Lynn Dickey, the leading passer in the NFL, brings up the explosive Packer offense. It includes James Lofton, John Jefferson, Paul Coffin, and a fine running back in Eddie Lee Ivory. That's Jefferson in motion. Screen, and they try to get it to the fullback, Jerry Ellis. And let's take a look at Lynn Dickey. 9 touchdown passes after 3 games. The leading passer in the NFL. He could survive that very easily tonight. Rated in the complicated rating system of the 121.4 rating system. There is an explosive offensive unit. Of course, Jefferson working so well underneath, and you have the great James Lofton who can go deep and also work underneath. Solid offensive line, if not overpowering. They protect Dickey well. They have to. Eddie Lee Ivory, left side. He gets a couple of yards. Swarming Giant defense. And it's going to be moving around tonight because, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Harry Carson, an all-pro middle linebacker, is unavailable, injured reserve. So Lawrence Taylor will be working inside, we would suspect, on a 3rd down, and we'll watch for you on this situation as we look at the secondary, that they will move Taylor to the outside, where he was very good on the pass blitz.
This is where the Giants are exceptional. Bart Starr told us today in the production meeting they're as good as he's seen in disguising their defenses.
They did it again, didn't they?
Yep.
Confusing.
And Lynn Dickey wants timeout. He didn't like what he saw. We'll be back in a moment. To tell you what we have already told you, that they are off to an explosive start, these Green Bay Packers. They do have a problem, however. Take a look at this. As you would say, Don, it's time to get the mint jelly a little closer to the lamb.
That's right.
3rd down and 8. The Packers had to use a timeout. Lawrence Taylor from the inside, and Taylor blitzes. Dickey, wide open is Lofton, and he's out over the 45-yard line to the 47. And Dickey, this man has been banged around, unbelievable injuries, had to wait a long time until Lofton cleared. It was a deep pattern he ran of 26 yards. He gets the first down, but this man has really been butchered up in his career, and he's having a great start.
The bad news, he had to wait for a long time, but the good news, he had time to do it, and Lawson just cleared right between those linebackers, right behind the linebackers, and came across in front of the safety guys. That was a offensive line. Give them credit, I think, for that completion. He had time to throw that one.
Lofton will put some butterflies in the stomachs of defensive cornerbacks. First down. 48-yard line. Lofton back again. Screen out to Ellis.
Good play by Ellis. Cut inside. Look at him. Whoa.
Ellis on the roll down inside Giant territory, inside the 30, before he's tripped up by D. Hardison and pursued in the Packers with 2 big plays. Have a first down at the Giants' 28-yard line.
One of the best free agent pickups in contemporary pro football. Harry, which is what he calls it, Ellis. Not Jerry.
Gary. Well, he had big Byron Hunt, 57, who's trying to play it to the outside, containing to the outside. When he turned back in, nobody came into the inside. That time, it appeared to me, Lawrence Taylor blitzed, took himself out of the play.
The first down is inside the Giants' 28-yard line. That's John Jefferson. Burt, it looked like, of the Giants, moved off sides. And even if the Giants come up with it, I think it'll be nullified, as Eddie Lee Ivory could not handle it.
I agree
the nose
with you.
tackle, Jim Burt.
I think you're right. I think
Looked
the
like
Giants
he had moved across the neutral zone.
I was giving Bart kind of a hard time this morning. We were talking about, Bart, you know, who calls these plays? We got a penalty thing there. Okay. This is the penalty play that we saw on a little jump offside. Burt went offside. Lawrence Taylor, he does do a lot of work out there, doesn't he? 1, 2, 3.
He makes things happen.
He really does. Talking about calling plays, Bart, as you know, more of the 3-yard cloud of dust.
Offside, middle of the defensive line, repeat first down.
I get a feeling it's not a really good time to tell this, so what I'm going to do is slide on out. I'm going to come back to it, though.
All right.
Yes, because it's a good idea. If you go out there and call your plays, you wouldn't have to have a huddle. You see, I've got this thing all figured out. We're going to start a whole new thing. No more huddles.
back to the action.
No more huddles, I say.
The down remains the same, following the offsides. First down and 5.
Whoa.
Underneath, and it goes to the tight end. That's Kaufman, Paul Kaufman, who is just like an outside receiver with the size, 6'3", 225. Good receiver. He gets another first down inside the 15, close to the 18-yard line.
Step.
Mark Haynes defensively there for the Giants.
Watch him. He just step over Bill Currier. Number 29 comes back in there. A delayed pattern. Comes inside. Very good pattern. Again, you see Taylor coming back in on a blitz. So he's taking himself out of the pass coverage. Look at this little, hey, nice step. Nice step.
Well, there's no question that there is no better pass catching core in the league. No better, not even the Chargers, than the core that the Packers have. Kaufman's so sticky-fingered.
On 1st and 10 is Eddie Lee Ivory in the arms of Curtis McGriff, but he takes McGriff forward inside the 10-yard line for a gain of about 4, and there will be 2nd down and 6. The ball near the 8-yard line. Talked about the injuries that Lynn Dickey has suffered in his career. Everything from a dislocated hip, broken leg, shoulder operations. Well, Eddie Lee Ivory, he came up as a rookie, tore his knee up in the very first game, came back with an 800-yard season a year later, and then tore that knee up again in 1981, and he's back going stronger than ever. Dickey looks over the 2nd down and 6. Jefferson again in motion. Ivory. He'll be short of the 1st down by about a yard. It'll be 3rd down.
Green Bay offensive line is getting good movement in there, driving the Giants back. Ivory has a way of picking up extra yardage when you think he's not going to get that much yardage. He'll fool you every time. One of the better backs in the league.
When you're such a strong passing team as Green Bay is, the defensive linemen, they sometimes tend to disregard the run threat in an attempt to put pressure on the passer. And when they do, they're easily taken out, even by what is not a powerful offensive line. On 3rd and 1, and Mike Mead, the crowd roars. Mead's surge came up close to a 1st down. Second-year man out of Penn State.
This will be where they mark it, the old story. Very close.
And it'll put Bart Starr into an interesting situation, as it will bring up 4th down.
Didn't get it. Measurement.
They'll bring it out. Again, it was close as Mike Mead tried to go over the right side, drilled back. The field goal team is huddled around Bart Starr. Foot short.
Sure would be tempting, wouldn't it?
It would tempt me, but not Bart.
And here comes John Stenerud. Beat the Rams last Sunday with a final second 36-yard field goal. It was his 10th consecutive field goal. He hit all 4 this year, 2 in last year's playoffs, and his final 2 last year in the regular season.
They also have 2 kickers, which I find a little unusual, with Stenerud and Eddie Garcia, young man out of SMU. You don't see him be able to keep 2 kickers that long. I don't quite understand that.
An attempt of 20 yards. Lucky Scribner. The punter places it down. Stenerud with the chip shot, and the Packers, who started on their own 20-yard line with their very first possession, have settled for 3 points at the Giants' 3-yard line. And will be has put it through from 20 yards out. The Packers on top, 3-0, 5:34 remaining in the first quarter, and Billy Campfield, the former Philadelphia Eagle, has settled into the goal line for the Giants. Stenerud set to kick off. He might have lost a few yards in distance, but he has not lost much in accuracy. Campfield again at the 5-yard line. And Campfield this time gets around the corner, out over the 20-yard line to the 23-yard line. College football coming your way once again this Saturday here on ABC, live at 3:30 Eastern Time. Undefeated Arizona, who will probably be ranked 3 this week, takes on Joe Cap's unpredictable California Golden Bears. They play like he did. And Wisconsin takes on Northwestern, who defeated Indiana last week. Miami of Florida, fresh off their shutout of Notre Dame, takes on Duke. And their star quarterback, and they've got a good one, Ben Bennett. Also Tulsa gets Oklahoma State. Check the listing for the time and the game in your area. College football here on ABC this Saturday. First down and 10, 21-yard line for the Giants. Rob Carpenter, single setback. Missler in motion. Carpenter changes directions, runs into a lot of pesky Packers. Johnny Gray coming up there from the strong safety position, held Carpenter to a 1-yard pickup.
Wingo's always pretty close. He's a good linebacker. Cumbie's not a bad linebacker. They've had the guys that's been hurt, Frank mentioned earlier, and that I think that's the thing that Bart mentioned today. They're not deep. He said their frontline players are all good. They can't really afford to have anybody hurt.
Missler's left, top of your screen, is the man who represents the speed at the flank for the Giants. That's Ernest Gray. Everyone in the pattern. The blitz is on, and Bruner gets it to Moa. All right,
what a
makes
catch.
a diving catch, and this was the rookie free agent find out of Florida State, who is a tremendous blocker, and that time it shows that he can handle the receiving end of it.
John Anderson, linebacker, had him well covered. Bruner's got a little pressure, danced out there. Nice catch, good concentration. Stretch out there and get that one. Hold on to it. Nice going, Zeke.
Scott Bruner, his father, is the backfield coach for the Green Bay Packers, and he's watching his son perform for the opposition tonight.
It's got to be a strange feeling, don't you think?
Yep. The first down for the Giants inside the 44-yard line. Bruner looks over. The four-man set by the pack. Bruner switches off quickly with a good move to Ernest Gray. He was looking deep for Wolfhook, who was out on the flank. He finds Ernest Gray for a pickup of about 7 yards.
That's so pretty. I love to see that. You come back, you got the first one covered, be able to react very quickly and come back, hit that secondary receiver. He really was trying to come back to the right. You see his head going over here. Want to go deep? No, zip. You know where those guys are. Of course, that's what they do in practice and training camp a lot. They run those alternate routes. Good pickup.
Giants pecking away once again. The first down to the 48-yard line of the Green Bay Packers. This is Carpenter. Looks to the outside, and he runs right into Rich Wingo.
Yeah, Wingo covers some ground in there.
He's about a yard short.
Yeah. Rich Wingo out of Alabama. Carpenter is a really good, the old cliche again, a good slashing type runner. He can goes in the right direction. He can make a little step here. He doesn't have a lot of real good quickness or burst of speed to leave somebody standing.
Well, he gave the Giants a shot in the arm 2 years ago when he really helped them to the playoffs for the first time in about 18 years.
Tough kid, really is.
Oh, he is. He was expendable when Earl Campbell came to Houston.
There's a good first down.
That will be the first down as Rob Carpenter again, using his 230 pounds, surges forward to pick up the first down. He's close to the 45-yard line.
As you said, pecking away. Another typical Giant drive. Let's see if they can finally execute, get some points on the board.
Right at the 45-yard line, the Giants down 3-0 here in the first quarter. Rapidly moving first quarter. 2:08 remaining. That's Missler in motion. We'll watch Carpenter again. This time he breaks the tackle by Wingo and pops it inside to the 35-yard line and gets another Giant first down before Mark Lee takes him there. He came in with about 260 yards, and he gets those yards this way. I mean, he's a tireless worker, too. You can give it to him all night long if you want to.
I think this is Missler. You couldn't really see it. Missler had a pretty good block in there on Douglas to kind of open it up right there. Good move by Carpenter, though. He did kind of just roll in and around and pick his way.
34-yard line. The first down for the Giants. Bruner, this time a lot of time. Man is wide open. It's Ernest Gray.
Look out, Ernest.
Gray at the first down. Very close to it. And then he stepped back behind the first down marker, but he struggled forward to pick it up. Wingo again on the stop for Green Bay, and the Giants have a first down. They're inside the 22-yard line of Green Bay.
Look at that from the ground level. He had a couple of guys open this time. Usually does start back off again. Got some time to throw. Nobody's back there. Ernest was wide open. And he had old Zeke open in there, too. I'd throw to that Zeke some more. Old Zeke made a good catch.
Packers defense, it was questionable. We talked about it at the very top of the show, and the Giants are exploiting it everywhere. Here's Wolfo.
Oh, yeah.
Wolfo cutting back before Ezra Johnson has to come from the far side to make the stop, but Wolfo will get about 7 yards.
Good call. Excellent fake by the quarterback, Bruner.
Wolfo, of course, broke all the rushing records up at Michigan a couple of years ago. He's a New Jersey born and bred football player playing almost in the shadow of where he was born. Great track star at Michigan, and he gets the first down as the final seconds expire here in the first quarter. So Woolfolk at 7. And Scott Bruner brings the Giants up to look over the Packer defense with a 2nd down and 3. Ball inside the 15-yard line. Woolfolk in motion. Carpenter right side.
Now look at that move by Carpenter.
Bob Carpenter all on his own. The hole was not on the right. He broke it off to the left. Broke tackles. Carried Packers into the end zone on a 14-yard pickup. That was a great effort.
That really was. You're absolutely right. You watch the plays designed to go over here. There's nobody. Wait a minute. Everybody's home. Take it to the outside. Hit it to the barn, Rob.
And he breaks the tackle of Maurice Harvey.
You gotta love it.
And the Packers have taken the, or rather the Giants have taken the lead.
He's having a big night, Robert. 8 rushes for 47 yards.
Ali Haji Sheikh. Bruner places it down, and the Giants lead 7-3. Opening moments of the 2nd period, and Rob Carpenter, who has had big games in all 3 of the previous games, is having another one tonight, and we'll be back in a moment. Wanted to do, they wanted to use up the clock, they wanted to put points on the scoreboard, but they wanted to keep the Packers offense off the football field. Haji Sheikh kicks off. It's a short kick and is taken by Johnny Gray. There's a scramble. That ball was loose for a moment.
I think they blew it down though. About 17.
And is covered. The Giants will have a 1st down when they blew the whistle up near the 18-yard line. We'll be back in a moment. First time here in the 2nd quarter. Giants out in front, 7-3. Then Dickey brings them up. Single setback is Eddie Lee Ivory, the 1st down, 18-yard line of the pack. Jefferson in motion. This is Eddie Lee Ivory. And Ivory hurdles forward for a couple of yards, tripped up, sprawls to the 20. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Brian Kelly defensively there for the Giants.
Well, if that's true, they'll have a scoop. First quarter statistics. Time of possession, the key element here, because this is exactly the game plan of Bill Parcells. And you see the total yards edge the Giants have. Keep the ball away from the Packer offense. The ability to throw to Lofton, to Jefferson, and to Kaufman.
On 2nd down and 8, Dickey is back. And it's complete. It's Lofton. And taken out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The strong safety for the Giants, Bill Courier, was there, short of the 1st down by about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3. And you notice Dickey, when he comes up, he's looking around for Lawrence Taylor. And Taylor has been lining up inside left, inside right, and then on passing downs has been moving to the outside. We didn't see the flag, but there is a penalty. The referee tonight is Gordon McCarter, and it's going to work against Green Bay.
That'd be a biggie.
That's one of your big guys, usually a holding call.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 54, offense, repeat, 2nd down.
It's kind of unusual. Larry McCarron, the center. Unnecessary roughness.
He's a steady one, too. Been around a long time. Very constant player.
Made his 108th consecutive start tonight, did Larry McCarron. 2nd and long for Dickey. Eddie Lee Ivory. Lawrence Taylor moving from the inside. And he moves so quickly.
Van Pelt in there, too. The Giant linebackers, outstanding.
Keep in mind, now he's playing a different position tonight. He's played nothing but outside. He read it beautifully, stepped in behind the guard, and was right there, along with Brian Kelly.
He's an intuitive player. His instincts excellent. We emphasize that in the opening of the telecast.
3rd down and 18. Phil Epps, number 85, a speedster, is in there to join Lofton, Jefferson, and Paul Kaufman.
Up, there's motion over there.
Flags are down, and Dickey is down close to the Giants' goal line. Andy Hedden, we told you to watch him. He had a superb preseason game against the Jets. The rookie 8th-round draft pick out of Clemson was in there, number 54. But there were flags.
Full start, 68.
They They're just going to put the ears back and come right now. The right tackle was the guy that moved. Greg Cook. They come in from the outside. Nobody touched him. When they split out and all those flankers, they got their speedsters in there. It's a good move to blitz those linebackers in a hurry. They get back there, got that kind of speed. Puts a lot of pressure on that quarterback to get rid of the ball in a hurry.
Here's the call again. Gordon McCarter.
False start. Number 68. Offense. Still third down.
Pack is in deep trouble. They're quite capable with their offense of playing catch-up football, but the Giants should be getting the ball in very good field position on the 4th down punt, unless Green Bay can pull a big gain here. Not likely.
Third down at an uncomfortable 23 when you're right in the shadow of your goalpost. So we come out with Jerry Ellis. The play is coming down to Lynn Dickey from Bob Schnelker. Taylor on the stop. Partisan crowd loves it as the Giants should get the ball back in good field position. It's 4th down.
They took them all there, didn't they? A couple of penalties, of course, entered into it, but they started that drive at the 20 and wound up about the 10.
Bucky Scribner, an 11th round draft pick out of Kansas, in to do the punting. He won the job in training camp, replacing Ray Stakowitz. Dropping for the Giants, Beasley Reese. And he's inside Packer territory near the 47-yard line. Counting noses out there.
Yeah, look, I'm going to take that guy. Well, wait a minute, he moved. It's my man.
Left-footed kicker. End over end, and Beasley Reese will have a lot of field in front of him, and he bobbles it at midfield.
Beasley.
Flags are down. Could have a clip. Reese at the 40-yard line, and there is a Packer that is down. It's Larry Rubens. He was coming down, and it looks like one of the Giants got in behind him. Mike Whittington.
I believe, yes, I think you're exactly right. I believe it was 58, Mike Whittington. And it'll cost the Giants. So the Pack gets a big break on the Beasley muff.
He bobbled that up around the 45-yard line and lost all of this yardage, plus the penalty. So the Giants lose their edge in field position.
There's your penalty.
That's the illegal block that we spoke of. So the Giants will have a first down, but not at midfield. They'll be at their own facility, opened in 1976. The architect, Ron Lubinsky, the designer of Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And if anything, he improved upon that. It's jam-packed with Giant fans tonight, and the Giants have a first down at 10 near the 29-yard line. They lead the Pack at 7-3, 12:09 remaining in the first half. Rob Carpenter. And this time he cuts back and he runs into trouble in the form of Rich Wingo once again. He'll lose a couple of yards. It'll be second down and 12.
Wingo got him, but in fact there was shabby tackling earlier when he could have been felled further back.
One of those kind of plays is either going to go, catch him off guard. It's a delayed sort of a play, and Green Bay just didn't go for it. Wingo read it very well.
Packers are going a great deal with a 4-man front. They bring in Casey Merrill. They move Turner to tackle. And now, once again, they show the 4-man front. Bruner steps back into the pocket. Has to hurry a pass intended for Mowat, incomplete. It'll be third down and 12.
That's some pretty good pressure back there that time. That was some good pressure from Rich Turner. 75, they just couldn't hold him out. Bruner stepped up, tried to get a little bit more room. No place for him to go. He was all dressed up and no place to go.
Giants have got themselves into one of those quarterback controversies. They got into it in the preseason. They've got 3 of them. All of them performed just about the same in preseason. They have Jeff Rutledge, and of course they have Phil Simms, the #1 draft pick of a few years ago. But Bruner caught the eye of Bill Parcells. He's been the starter. Questionable by some. Third down and 12. Ooh, down goes Bruner. It'll bring up fourth down. Ezra Johnson, the leading sacker for the Pack. That's the 4th sack of the Pack has had in 3 games, plus this one tonight.
Bruner's greatest asset, as you look at Ezra, is a sense of the game. We've mentioned that his father is on the Green Bay coaching staff. He's been around his dad since he was a kid. His flaws, many of them obvious, including an open lack of foot speed.
You saw a racehorse in Phil Epps. He can really motor if he gets the opportunity. And he is going to get the opportunity. 2nd and 10 He had the picket line set for a moment. He took his swing a little deep. He gets out over the 35 to the 37. The flags are everywhere. 49-yard punt by Jennings.
I think there was a clip.
This Epps is a kid that went to TCU. He's from a little town down close to Mount Vernon, Atlanta Jackrabbit. He has the 5th fastest time. Was it last year, the 60-yard dash? Something like a 6.1. Now that's picking him up, putting it down.
Nope, against the Giants.
A personal foul.
Could have been. Hit him a little high, looked like. Maybe even caught his face mask.
Well, he's only 5'9". It's hard to hit him low.
Epps is a terrific athlete, though. Last year in the Green Bay game against the Jets, Jets doubled the wide receivers, Lofton and, of course, Jefferson. His call.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Number 44 of the kicking team during the return.
Pete Shaw.
Here it is. Let's look at it. Dunn.
Good shot. Well, I didn't see it, but with 54 is Shaw. Let's just see what he does. 44 right there. Oh, yep, he just hit him too high.
We don't do that anymore in the National Football League. So the Green Bay Packers, following the penalty, will have a 1st and 10, 48-yard line of the Giants. Lynn Dickey came up with the Houston Oilers. Same time as Dan Pastorini. A lot of people wanted Lynn Dickey. Talked to George Young, the fine general manager of the Giants. He wanted him when he was with Baltimore. Green Bay got him, however. 76. He's had a hard time getting into the lineup because of injuries, but he has been hot this year. He looks over 1st down and 10. The ball at the 48-yard line of the Giants. That's Jefferson in motion. Lofton in front of Terry Jackson, and he's up close to a 1st down. May have stepped out just before he picked it up.
Really can't fault Terry Jackson. He's out there, got no help at all. He's not going to let Lofton get deep, so that's a pretty easy completion out there in front of him.
Twice earlier, Starr had 85. Philip Epps in there as, in effect, the 3rd wide receiver to go with Lofton and Jefferson. That's the tactic he used to produce 2 touchdowns to Epps in a losing effort last year against the Jets. Let's watch and see if he does it again.
He'll have him in there. He couldn't have him in that last series because they were
too close to the goal line.
But he caught 10 passes a year ago and averaged just under 23 yards of reception. Blazing speed to go with Lofton and Jefferson. Yes, Lofton gets the 1st down. They have marked it inside the 38-yard line of the Giants. We're in the 2nd quarter, 10:46 remaining. The Giants on top 7-3. Has 4 1st downs, all of them through the air. Bob Schnelker, who calls the plays for the Packers, has the 2 tight ends in now, Paul Kaufman and Gary Lewis. A great athlete. Eddie Lee Ivory following Ellis. Tries to cut back, and he runs right into Brad Van Pelt. One of these fine defensive linebackers for the Giants, and a veteran indeed, 11 years out of Michigan State.
Did a great job, Van Pelt did, of just stringing that play out, not letting him turn, just keeping his feet, keeping the blockers out there in front. You're going to get some help from the inside. These guys, what is Van Pelt, 32, something like that? They're getting up there a little bit, but they really do have some great experience. Carson, of course, is not playing tonight. Van Pelt's been around for a while.
Both Brian Kelly and Van Pelt, 11 years. Passing situation for the Packers. 2nd down.
Wide open. Oh, wrong way.
And Dickey gets it into Jefferson. And Jefferson in the arms of Brian Kelly gets the 1st down around the 20-yard line.
You were looking at James, weren't you?
Well, he had Paul Kaufman. That was wide open coming across, too. 82. I thought that's where he was going to go first. All right, you can see Kaufman coming in from his tight end position, coming across the middle. He's wide open. I said, that's where he's going to go. He turns around and comes back into Jefferson, who was open, but not nearly as open as Kaufman.
14th reception of the young season for Jefferson. He has 3 touchdowns already this season. And if we haven't told you already, Lofton has 4. And they have been from way out. Ellis, big hole on the left side, and Ellis exploits it down close to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 8 yards.
It looked to me that Ellis ran right up the back of Dave Dressler, who's a guard. Had more run, but he ran right up the back of it.
Yeah, that's unusual, but ordinarily Lawrence Taylor would have been the outside linebacker. With the loss of Carson, they've had to move him inside, and it was a good block that took out McGriff. And the huge gaping hole that Had Taylor been playing in the position he ordinarily plays, you can better believe that he would have filled it. They give them 9, so a second down and 1. The ball at the 11-yard line. Ellis in trouble.
Look at Dickey coming back behind the block.
Down goes Ellis in the arms of Byron Hunt. Tried to swing it right. Good cornerback play by Haynes. And the flag is down.
Coaches hate to see a running back stop like that, make another cut, particularly if he doesn't go anywhere. And on top of that, they got a holding penalty.
Yep. Now you'll get the holding when your running back reverses directions because the offensive lineman feels the pressure release as the defensive man plays the runner, and they instinctively grab and they hold. Option being discussed with Brian Kelly, the veteran team field captain for the Giants.
I would think they'd refuse the penalty. The down used up.
Holding number 64, offense, decline.
Sure.
Third down.
Sid Kitson, number 64. Watch him.
Start out again. They had a little delayed move trying to get to the outside. Another good play. Look at Van Pelt. He got him down for a 3-count drop.
Yeah, but look, there's Mark Haynes, 36. Frank was right about that. It was just a great team defensive effort.
It was, but Van Pelt was the one that started it.
Giants want to take the down away. It's third down and 11. Epps is in there. He's in the slot, number 85. Dickey looking deep, and he fires, and it's complete. It's Jefferson. To be short of the first down, it'll be decision time again for Bart Starr.
Second time around for Bart. The first time he needed less than a yard early in the contest, elected to take the safe way of the field goal.
He needs less than a yard once again.
Knowing Bart, I think he'll make the same decision again.
Well, he's awfully close. I would go for it again.
I'd go for it.
Yeah. Looks like old Bart's going to. There was a good route, pass route, that last play by John Jefferson. Bart said something I thought was very interesting about him. He says the most unselfish football player he's ever seen. Look how quick he gets off the line. He comes back down. It's not, you say, well, what does he do? Well, what he does without changing any directions at all, just turns it up very quick. Good route.
Two tight ends are in. Short yardage, less than a yard for the first down. Dickey.
He got it.
That's a dangerous move for Dickey with that body of his.
Yeah, but he got it.
He'll pick it up. Surging right over the top of the all-pro center, Larry McCarron. So the pack is on the prowl. They're inside the 10. First down, goal to go.
Sometimes you wonder, Don, why a player as wise, who's been around as long as Ellis, would do what he did with just 2 yards to go. Just plow in there, take a 1-yard loss. But
always one of those things where, you know, it's terrific to look at it the second time. But I agree, it's a mistake that you would not expect a veteran player to make.
Dickey. And a good defensive effort, a diving block by Bill Courier, and right away Bart Starr, aware the Giants have not allowed a rushing touchdown this year. They come right out, first down, goal to go at the 9, and they put it in the air, and they'll keep it in the air.
Cosell's like Courier from back when he was with the Patriots. Here's another look.
Well, Epps is not going to beat anybody too bit on physical strength. It's not what you call a picture-perfect pass pattern. Good move by Courier, though. He is a hustler back there.
And did. Parcells did like him. He got him from the Houston Oilers, where Courier had been a starter for many years. Had him up in New England, brought him with the Giants. It's second down, goal to go. Roll out by Dickey. Gets it to Ivory. Good move by Ivory. And they hold him short. Brian Kelly defensively is there to keep Ivory out of the end zone. It'll be third down, goal to go.
Slippery back, another evidence of how he picks up yardage you don't expect him to get.
They had the angle. That was Lawrence Taylor also. Had the angle on Eddie Lee that time. And he did make a very good cut. Adjustment with his feet, quick feet. Turned it right upfield. Left Lawrence flat on the ground.
Dickey now 7 of 9, 104 yards. This will be a passing down for the Pack. Yeah, and they keep track of these stats, too. The Giants are very tough against the run down in here close. I would suspect he'll put it in the air. I was wrong. And they are short. Mike Meade. Now it's fourth down.
Interesting. That's twice he's used Meade in close.
Big man. He's a 225-pounder. They seem to like him rather than Ellis in close. And now Starr on 4th down, goal to go at the 1. Sends the play in. Jesse Clark, a rookie from Arkansas, brings it in. That's rather surprising.
Rather surprising, too. I saw the defensive players for the Giants turn to the stands and say, come on, give us some help. And then they all stand up, start screaming and yelling, hey, don't you guys interested?
Well, there are no fans like the Giant football fans. Reverse. It's a reverse to the tight end. Gary Lewis. And he didn't get in.
Oh, what a good defensive play.
Great defensive play by All-Pro Mark Haynes.
Great play.
I thought he had it in a walk-in.
I think Gary Lewis thought he had it. Mark Haynes took on the 6'6", 238-pound Gary Lewis, held him out of the end zone. We'll watch it again, and a good call by Bart Starr.
That's one of your trickies. Right here looks like there's no way, but look at him close. Haynes got him. Oh, that's a good defensive play.
He would never have got him had he gone in low. He just used brute strength. And a Giant that's slow getting up is Terry Jackson, but now he's on his feet and appears to be all right. And the Giants have the ball inside their own 1-yard line. We'll be back in 10 plays, 4.5 minutes. They get nothing at this point. The Giants, 1st down and 10, the ball inside their 1-yard line. Looking for breathing room, and Carpenter gets it over the left side, out over the 5 to the 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Let's watch once again. Good play fake there. And now the handoff to Gary Lewis.
It just appeared that right here, Lewis had it. I think he thought he had it. Didn't expect Haynes to close that fast. And that's just a terrific defensive play, but maybe not quite enough effort on the part of Lewis.
Not enough. Clearly, he should have gone in. He's a pro football player. He clutched the ball wrongly, up high by his chest. He should have put his head down and barreled in.
I'm going to tell him that.
With the ball outstretched.
2nd down, long 3. This is Carpenter. Again, doesn't like it to the outside. Moves back to the inside, be short of the 1st down as he gets up to about the 9-yard line.
John Jefferson fixing his contact lenses.
Let's pause 5 seconds and allow our stations and friends along the line to identify themselves.
This is WAOW TV9 in Wausau.
Under 5 minutes remaining in the 1st half. The Green Bay Packers got on the scoreboard first with a 20-yard field goal, Jan Stenerud. Then the Giants drove 78 yards using time, getting into the end zone. They lead 7-3. The Giants have a 3rd down and 2 inside their own 10. Rob Carpenter gets it out close to the 1st down at the 13. He has the 1st down. For the Giants, get away from the shadow of their own goalpost. Right now, we'd like to congratulate WHBQ in Memphis on their 30th anniversary on the air and their 27th year with us, an ABC affiliate. Congratulations on your 30th. At the 13-yard line, 1st down, Giants. Most of the work being done by Rob Carpenter. Holiday in motion. This is Wofolk. And Wofolk spins for yardage up close to the 20. He'll get 6 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Carpenter has 55 yards thus far on 12 carries, and they've been tough yards.
Next Monday night, of course, you'll see the Jets, who suddenly came alive yesterday to beat the Rams in overtime against the surprising Bills of Buffalo, who under young Kay Stevenson are 3-1. And Joe Cribbs had himself a great day.
We'll get to watch the Mark Gastineau shuffle.
Might start a war again.
2nd and 4, Carpenter. It's a block in front for Wofolk, and he springs for the 1st down. The Giants are doing exactly what they wanted to do, what we said at the very top they would like to do, and that is control the ball and control the clock, get the points up there right, but keep that offensive unit of Green Bay on the bench.
Probably as good an example as you could possibly get of how valuable Carpenter is to the Giant team. When you're backed up like that, you got a guy that can bring it out. He's earned his money tonight.
Single setback is Rob Carpenter. The 1st down at the 27-yard line. Carpenter again. Douglas pulls him down from behind as he gets perhaps 3 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Well, they're running better tonight than they've been able to do and running the ball against the Packers. And last 2 years, as you can see from that graphic.
Giants have 3 timeouts. 2-minute warning. We'll be back at Giant Stadium. Round draft pick in 1980 with Scott Bruner out of Delaware. 6'5", 200-pounder. And no matter which side you're on, if you're involved in the quarterback controversy, he has worked hard to earn his spot. Giants have run the ball 18 times. They've had 7 passes as we watch Woolfolk right side. And they are concentrating on the ground. It's working on the clock. And is picking up a lot of yardage. Johnny Gray defensively there. And I'll reiterate what I said earlier. The Packers are weak defensively because they have lost 3 key men this season to injury. They lost Terry Jones, their nose tackle, and a good one in the opener against Houston. Rich Turner's in there. They lost Randy Scott, who had really replaced Rich Wingo at the left inside linebacker. And they lost Mike Butler, who signed with Tampa Bay, the left defensive end.
That's the biggest loss.
Byron Braggs is there. 3rd down and a yard as Woolfolk got good yardage. Carpenter left side. Flag is down as Carpenter sprawls to the first down. Flag is down on the near side.
Mike Butler, a good example as we wait on the call of how the USFL has been cherry-picking the NFL.
Procedure call against the Giants. And Bart Starr was very candid this morning when he talked with us. He said, it used to be when you lost players to injuries, you could look around on the waiver list. You could pick up players, good, talented players, and bring them in and let them play. He said now they're not there anymore. You have to have your own people as backups. Here's Gordon McCorder.
Illegal shift. Offense. 2 men moving before the snap. Repeat 3rd down.
I know he did say that, but I'm wondering why is that? Why are there not the players, the backup players like that? Everybody says we've got so many.
Well, how many are there? There's a whole new league, and that league now has a very stable and long-term threat, and a man who happens to be a good friend, for instance, of Pete Rozell's, Donald Trump, the brilliant real estate man who's bought the General.
He was liable to build a high-rise right over Giant Stadium.
Exactly.
3rd down long for Bruner, and he'll put it on top. Fires to Gray, and Gray holds on for the first down out of the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
And it becomes so easy to pass when you can move the ball on the ground.
Well, Ernest is not dazzling you with any kind of particular pass route, but he did make a good effort to catch that ball. And that ball was thrown there in good shape.
Gray finds the open spot. Bruner found Gray. First down, Giants, 42-yard line. We'll be back in a moment. Steps into the Giant huddle. 1:09 remaining in the first half. The Giants have 2 timeouts. And we'll take a look at this play from the end zone. Gray is split to the left. Danny Pittman has come into the lineup, so we have the 3 wide receivers, Gray, Pittman, and Missler. The Giants at their own 42-yard line. Carpenter, and he's wide open, but again a flag is down, and it's in an area which could indicate holding. And it does.
Was that? He had a good look at a 4-man front, defensive front by Green Bay with the 2 linebackers. A little bit to the outside. Carpenter came right in the middle, right over the center where there was not a linebacker. So that's just picking the right spot.
Yep, it was
a little quick pass right over the middle.
Well executed, well disguised play.
And all for naught because it'll be marked off against the Giants. 1:01 now remaining in the half. The Giants again on top, 7-3. Green Bay got the scoring underway. 20-yard field goal, Stenerud.
Holding. Number 67, offense. Repeat 1st down.
That's Billy Ard. He's the left guard. He wears number 67.
You get the feeling that the Giants are really not too interested to put that ball in the air and kill the clock. They just want to kind of ooze on in through here till halftime. Let's see if they put it up again. Oh, they should.
They might put it up the same way, safely to Carpenter underneath. Or perhaps Woolfolk. No, they'll keep it on the ground. This is Woolfolk. Woolfolk, good yardage. He'll pick up about 12. Getting out close to the 44-yard line. Tripped up by John Anderson. And Bruner will use one of his 2 remaining timeouts, stopping the clock with 53 seconds remaining here in the half. There's Butch Woolfolk. Had a tremendous career at the University of Michigan. Went to Westfield High here in New Jersey, a track star.
I said in our Pittsburgh Giants preseason game that I thought he was the outstanding the outstanding draft choice of the Giants. Pick number 9, Ali Haji Sheikh, is going to be an outstanding kicker in this league for the foreseeable years to come.
I want to remind you, coming up Saturday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Pacific. The coach will be there with Sports Beat. This guy's being touted as the National League Rookie of the Year, and he probably is going to make that. And just as Clint Hurdle was a few years ago, I'm talking about Darryl Strawberry. He could be another way. Willie Mays, people are saying that around here. They get a little excited in New York, but he's had a tremendous year. Strawberry batting .254, 25 home runs, 70 RBIs, 17 stolen bases. And he has really got off to a tremendous major league start here with the Mets. And Howard will look into it on Sports Beat on Saturday.
Interesting contrast with his teammate Clint Hurdle, who at 19 was the cover man on Sports Illustrated with all kinds of raves, but he didn't make it.
One timeout remains for the Giants. They have a 2nd down and 8. We'll look at it from our end zone camera. You see the blocking, and Bruner somehow gets out of the traffic. Trying to get the ball deep, and it's going to be picked off. Mark Murphy stepping in front of Danny Pittman with 42 seconds remaining in the half.
Just what Parcells did not want.
They may not call this an interception. I believe they are bringing it back. But
They're
if
going
he
to
did,
bring it back.
he got off lightly here.
Ill-advised throw.
Ill-advised. But if Ezra Johnson was zooming down there on him, he might just try to... Yeah, that... I don't know why they did... I wonder why they didn't
Must
call
have
that
been saying that he was juggling it as he went out of bounds, did not have possession, but it looked like he had it. In any event, they bring it back. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. The ball just inside the Giants' 45-yard line. 42 seconds remaining in the half. They won't do that again. We'll go to Woolfolk. Good running by Woolfolk. And Woolfolk inside the Packers' 40-yard line. Seconds ticking away, and Bruner will use the Giants' final timeout. Not sure that he shouldn't have brought his offense up there. Killed it with an incompletion, and then talked it over because now the Giants will be unable to stop the clock. 19-yard pickup. The first down is at the 37-yard line. We'll be back after this message from the National to you by James Lofton, the great receiver for the Packers and the National Football League. On first down, the Giants have no timeouts remaining. They have a first down inside the Packers' 37-yard line. It is back. Gray is wide open and drops the ball. It's incomplete and stops the clock with 26 seconds. Now, right now, there is a little bustle going on the bench because should they get a little closer, they're going to bring Ali Haji Sheikh in, and the field goal team has to be ready to get out there because the Giants can't stop it unless they get out of bounds. Let's watch Gray again.
I think he just was so open. I don't know how in the world. Well, that might have had something to do with it right there, but he certainly
had something to do with it, but that's been Gray's eternal problem since he's come up from Memphis State.
Maurice Harvey was the guy that gave him a good lick there, but they got him so open by sending him down the middle, and Green Bay was protecting for the sidelines, expecting to try to stop the clock.
And they come back to something very similar because they still have time to get the completion and get the field goal unit on the field. Bruner in a lot of trouble, and he'll lose about 3 yards, and that could well put the Giants out of field goal range. Charlie Johnson defensively in there for the Packers. And the clock stops with the sack until the receivers get back to the line of scrimmage, and then it's set in motion again. Bruner. Incomplete. 9 seconds. The intended receiver, John Missler. And we're going to see Ali Haji Sheikh, who missed his first field goal of this young season against the Rams, but he has come on and hit 5 straight. And the guy we really want to watch now is with the Packers. He's number 81. He's Gary Lewis, and he seems to block everything that's kicked. He's blocked 4 this season, either field goals or extra points. He wears number 81. He'll be right in the middle. He's 6'6". He'll go up high, and this will be an attempt at 56 yards. It's got the distance. Whoa! To the upright. Ali Haji Sheikh, a 9th-round draft pick, a rookie from Michigan, setting a giant record of 56 yards. Joe Danella had that mark of 55 in 1981.
That's what I mean by a great draft choice. Drafted 9th.
And we have watched this young man. Howard and I watched him in Pittsburgh. He gets it up so quickly. Lewis, jumping high in the middle, had no chance. That's a great effort.
That really is a great effort.
Really, so true.
Thing to see, yeah.
From the beginning. Watch Lewis.
That's what we talked about. He's blocked 12 field goals or conversions in the last 11 games. Now that's remarkable, but Sheik, as we noted earlier, particularly on the artificial surface, gets it up so quickly. And he also gets the distance on it. Last minute instructions, probably telling Ali Haji Sheik to keep it on the ground. Perhaps keeping it away from the speedster who's dropped for Green Bay, Tim Lewis, their #1 draft pick out of Pittsburgh. There he is. Out of speed. He averaged just under 33 yards returning kickoffs last year as a senior for Pittsburgh. 3 seconds on the clock. The Giants have extended their lead. A great kick at 56 yards by Sheik. That ball just did go out of bounds. And now the Giants will be kicking from their own 30. Keep in mind, one of the key items is to get that ball down quickly. And Bruner did just that off the snap of Rich Humphrey. And great concentration. Sheik with the head down, and he knew it was going to be there.
That's fun.
I love those shots.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Quite apart from the concentration, which was great. Frank, do you see the follow-through he gets from that right leg?
And that head down.
Like his left ankle almost fell over. He had so much of his weight came through, and he planted that left foot. The Sheik, he's called.
So Ali Haji Sheik, the rookie 9th round draft pick from Michigan, has now hit 6 straight for the Giants after missing his first one in the opener against the Rams.
It's also a very uncharacteristic first half for Green Bay based on the 3 earlier games. They usually score a lot in the first quarter.
Sheik dribbling it along the ground once again. This will be Lewis. Time will run out. So the Giants hear the roar of the 76,000 partisan Giant fans as they go to the about ready to get underway. The Giants will be kicking off to the Green Bay Packers. The Giants ready to get underway. The Giants will be kicking off to the Green Bay Packers. The Giants dominating, at least in control of the game as we look at the deep man for the Packers. Tim Lewis, the #1 draft pick out of Pittsburgh, a fine defensive back. But Green Bay only had 3 possessions in that first half. That's hard to believe. And that is one way to silence their great receivers. Ali Haji Sheik keeps it up high and takes it to the goal line. Here comes Tim Lewis. And Tim Lewis is hammered just as he gets over the 15-yard line. Good hustle by the 12th round draft pick John Tuggle from the University of California for the Giants.
Okay, baseball scores. Phil's magic #2 beat Cubs 5-2. Atlanta won with Negro pitching 6-2. The Dodgers struggling. Will they fold again? 5-5. Valenzuela started having a tough year there in the 8th.
And we draw a flag on the opening play. Here's Gordon McCarty.
Number 74, receiving team during the return. 1st and 10.
Tim Huffman holding for Green Bay, so Lynn Dickey will have that goalpost hanging over him once again. One of the 3 possessions we spoke of was inside his own 5-yard line.
Packing the hole early. Giants special team play outstanding.
8-yard line for Green Bay. Lynn Dickey, of course, the quarterback. Jerry Ellis, single setback, number 31 now for the Pack. He looks to the left, brings it back to the right.
No place to go.
And Dee Hardison, the defensive right end, was there.
And so was Curtis McGriff, who wound up with the tackle. Playing a good game. Shoulder hurt.
There he is. He put it through for 56 yards out. New Giant record.
You gotta love it, Hodge. Yeah, way to go.
All right, in the first quarter, time of possession, the key statistic, Giants in control. Same thing at halftime. The rushing yardage, big difference.
Ellis got got 3. It's 2nd down and 7 for Dickey. Blitz is on. Dickey reads it, tries to get it to Jefferson, incomplete, and a flag is down once again. It was John Jefferson being covered well by Mark Haynes, but the blitz had the pressure on Dickey.
This is the best game. Mark Haynes, who's of course all-pro.
Personal foul.
Foul against Green Bay.
Yeah, I think somebody hit Courier when he was trying to come in from his safety position. Looked like they just reached out and popped him one.
As I was saying, Mark Haynes, number 36, having a simply terrific night. That touchdown-saving tackle on Lewis. Well, Lewis's efficiency could have been questioned, too, in fairness. And great coverage just now, and another remarkable play when
Personal foul.
Gary Ellis was thrust back.
Number 31, offense, declined, 3rd down.
You're right on it, Don. It was Jerry Ellis picking up the blitzing Bill Courier for the Giants. And he was a little overly aggressive.
I don't think he saw him until he was just about gone past. He realized, hey, I'm supposed to block that guy, and he just went out and hit him.
That penalty would have been a half the distance to the goal line, so the Giants decline it. And it's 3rd down and long for Dickey. Giants showing blitz again. And they come with it. Jefferson with a great catch at the 25-yard line. Bill Courier covering. But I'll tell you, Dickey was really hammered by Lawrence Taylor. You have got to admire Dickey. He had to wait until Jefferson uncovered, and he really paid for it.
You see Taylor making kind of a delayed blitz coming in there, and Dickey knows there's no way he's going to get out of his way. But look at that ball was thrown perfectly and great concentration. Here's another shot. This is kind of getting an idea of what it looks like. Hey, I don't believe you. Get out of there.
Let me tell you, Don. Oh, what a hit.
And then he finishes it off. At the 25-yard line, the first down. It marked at the 26. There is the reverse. Eddie Lee Ivory, he pops it up and is picked up on the run.
Goodbye.
Terry Jackson. That will be 6. No flags down.
That's
It
right,
was
Lynn.
Dickey to Jerry Ellis. He reversed it to Eddie Lee Ivory. He was hammered, and Terry Jackson picked it up, took it in from 34 yards out.
Big, big night for the Giants, and one can hardly see against this Giants defense. The Pack is playing catch-up the way they did almost a year ago to this night, the last game before the strike. And give Bill Parcells all the credit in the world, Frank. Without Carson, he's showing them all kinds of defenses.
And I think it is really distracting. One thing, when you get behind the Giants, you're going to have a hard time making it up. They have a superb defensive team. They're well coordinated. And that, again, is Bill Parcells' forte. He is a man who has his nose, even though he's a head coach, in all the defensive efforts. Chris Foot to the snap. Bruner gets it down. Ali Haji Sheik through the uprights, and the Giants extend their lead over the Pack in the early moments here in the 3rd quarter. Let's watch it again. It'll go first to Ellis. The reverse to Eddie Lee Ivory.
Lawrence Taylor almost got him right back there. Eddie Lee makes the move over Dickey. He just was smashed by about 3 of them. You see that ball come jumping out there in pretty good shape. Brian Kelly was one of them, but right on the spot, Terry Jackson.
And a cornerback screen. The ball loose in the open field. And there he is, Terry Jackson, longtime starter and a fine cornerback. He gets the touchdown. The Giants lead 17-3. Awaiting the kickoff of Ali Haji Sheik. Giants exploding here early in the 3rd quarter. Great effort. Brian Kelly, Byron Hunt, D. Hardison got the ball loose. Terry Jackson took it in. High kick again by Sheik. Lewis bobbles the ball. And it's loose and covered by Green Bay at the 13-yard line. And once again, the Pack will have their possession deep in their own territory. And let's watch again as we isolate Eddie Lee Ivory. And watch the play of Byron Hunt.
He jumps over Dickey. There's Byron Hunt comes in here. D. Hardison gets a good shot at it, and that's big 79.
And Kelly was in there.
Brian Kelly was here. A lot of help from his friends. Tell you, when things like that start to happen, they kick off to you the next time, you fumble that one. I'd be a little bit concerned.
Well, they're ahead of the game. They didn't have a penalty on the kickoff.
That's right. See, that's way to look at the good things, the positive things.
Packers 2-1 coming into the night. The Giants 1-2. The 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line of Green Bay.
Oops.
movement on the right side.
Now they got it.
Well, I was wrong. They got the penalty.
It's Paul Kaufman moving quickly from the tight end spot, and the flags are down.
That's too bad. It's really a good offensive team, and I was looking forward, and this game's not over, of course, but I'd like to see that kind of
Encroachment, number 86, offense.
their offense. They just haven't been able to throw a lot.
Well, that's an evidence of the excellence of the Giants' defense. They were able to run it.
Well, you're not able to run against them. That's the whole point right there. Yeah,
That's the
and
point.
the fact that the Packers are not known for their running game anyway certainly is evident tonight, but they haven't been passing that well either.
First down, 15, following the assessment. Green Bay back where they've been all night. Jerry Ellis, and now you get the swarm as all the Giant defensive players want to get into the act. And that's what happens, too. Once you see you start to intimidate a team, and I think that really is what's happened. Packers have moved the ball freely up and down the field in their previous 3 games, moving it for 41 points against Houston. They did the same thing against Pittsburgh. In that game, Lofton alone had 3 touchdown passes. And then they beat the Rams with a comeback effort last week. But they were always able to move the ball, and they are not moving it at all tonight. There was a loss of 3, a second down and 13. Dickey gets it to Kaufman, and Kaufman will have a first down. And they do not want to go to sleep on Green Bay because they can come back ever so quickly. He's out to the 32-yard line. In the Pittsburgh game, I spoke of Lofton. He had touchdown receptions of 71, 73, and 12 yards.
This is a pattern that we saw pointed out earlier in the first half where Kaufman was wide open. Not as open just then as he was in the first half, but it is a good pattern, a crossing pattern. They're trying to double those 2 outside guys. I can't say I blame them, Lofton and Jefferson, but they can't double everybody. So Kaufman should be a good receiver for him.
Breathing room now for Lynn Dickey. First down and 10, 33-yard line.
Boy, he had Kaufman open
Tries to sneak it into Eddie Lee Ivory, and it's almost picked off by Terry Jackson. It'll be second down and 10. And you're right, Don. Kaufman was open. Dickey picked out Ivory, focused in on him, and did not come off it.
That almost looked like it was going to be like a delayed screen or something. You see the offensive line trying to get out there as quickly as they could. But that ball was maybe the poorest one that Lynn's thrown tonight. It was behind him. I love it.
Second down and 10. Dickey has the time, tried to get it to Jefferson, and there were linebackers on either side of him. It was Mike Whittington, the 4th-year man out of Notre Dame, and also back with him, Brian Kelly. Let's take a look at the antics of Lawrence Taylor.
Thing about Taylor, he kind of plays like the old college stuff. It's just, he's a rover. He goes where he wants to. He's moving it.
As far as I'm concerned, Dickey was intimidated 10 minutes into the first quarter when he had to call a timeout. In the huddle, he didn't see the situation defense the Giants set up, and he was lost.
Third down and 10. Well, bobbled the ball. It's loose, and the Giants are on it. Jerome Sally, the second-year nose tackle out of Missouri, covers for the Giants. And the roof is coming in on the Packers.
Oh, it really is, isn't it?
What is the old cliche? If it can go wrong, it will.
Still 12 minutes to go in the 3rd period.
Just
number 78 is Sally.
Tried to back.
Pulled away from it, and there it is.
That's right. Just pulled out a little bit too soon.
32-yard line. Gray split to the top of your screen. Mulledy in motion. Woolfolk. Woolfolk taking his pulling guard with him to the 25-yard line for a gain of 7. That'll be on the mantle, that ball. Gain of 7 by Woolfolk to the 25. It'll be second down and 3. Bill Parcells, who suffered through a Dallas game a week ago, fourth quarter. They were down by 1. And in 12 seconds, they were down 28-13. An interception and a fumble on a kickoff. This is Carpenter. Carpenter really not the speed to stretch it out to the outside. He runs better dipping outside and coming back inside. Cumbie there defensively as Carpenter held right at the line of scrimmage.
Frank, to give you an idea of the offensive troubles that the Giants have had, on 11 previous turnovers where they got possession, they have not scored a single point. This is the 12th, and here's their chance.
Third down, we'll still call it 3. 3 tight ends are in. It would have the appearance of a run formation. There's Malcolm Scott, Mullady, and Mowat. And it's play action.
Run.
Carpenter will have the first down and much more. Carpenter taken out of bounds at the 11-yard line. First down, Giants. 10:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Funny looking play. Absolutely no penetration by Green Bay's defensive line. He just stands there. So you guys say somebody's doing something. There's nobody getting back there. Scott, wait, well, will somebody come play with me? Rob says, I will. Let's play catch.
Hey, Bruner could have still been standing there.
He really could have.
And Carpenter gets the first down. They mark it at the 12-yard line. Giants in overdrive so far. Woolfolk with Carpenter on the handoff. And he's met.
Yeah, no place to go that time. They
Byron Braggs
had the right defense. Not enough guys to block over there.
And there is a Giant who is down. I always like to wait until we can pick up the number. Yeah, I think it is
hard to tell.
J.T. Turner, number 68, is the injured Giant. And he'll receive treatment as Bill Parcells looks on. 10:14 remaining in the third. J.T. apparently all right, assisted off the field. He's been replaced at right guard by Kevin Belcher, a 6th-round draft pick, a rookie out of Texas at El Paso. Second down and almost 10. Missler in motion. Wow.
I think they had that one, Red.
I'll tell you, the blitz was on, the safety blitz. It was Maurice Harvey, and he couldn't avoid Butch Woolfolk.
Butch says, I sure am sorry about that, too.
The ball, Woolfolk and Harvey arrived at the same instant. And it was fortunate for the Giants that Woolfolk could even hold on to it. There's a loss of 4. It'll be third down and long, third down and 13. The ball at the 15-yard line. Gray goes left, Mr. Right. Bruner has everyone in the pattern. Looking for Woolfolk. And he didn't pick him up quickly enough. Woolfolk was pursued by linebacker Mike Douglas. He was open for a moment. By the time Bruner picked him up, Douglas was with him. And we'll see Ali Haji Sheikh.
Yeah, at least they ought to get a field goal out of it, breaking their 11 previous times after gaining turnovers and failing to score even.
Ali Haji Sheikh nailed one from 56 yards out. That erased the Joe Danella record. Set in 1981 at 55 yards. Bruner again the holder. 33-yard effort. Look how quickly he gets it up. That is hard to block. So Ali Haji Sheikh has hit for 7 consecutive field goals for the Giants now. Well, this is night. Not long on numbers as the Giants have swarmed on their special teams just as they have on defense. 9:03 remaining in the third quarter. The Giants on top 20-3. Sheikh hangs it high once again. And here comes the rookie from Pittsburgh. Flag is down. And now Lewis pops it up.
I can't believe that.
Flag is down at the 20-yard line. Giants have the football. And here is referee Gordon McCorder. And there is an injured Packer. Giants get it again.
That is
this fumble from the reverse angle. But this is a hard thing to believe. The Green Bay Packers. Remember Vincent T. Lombardi in the glory years? There he goes down.
Mark Haynes, the first hit. He gets away from that.
It just came out. Just
Mike Whittington on the tackle, and that just came loose when the elbow hit the ground.
Totally intimidated team. No question about it.
So the Giants will have a first down at Green Bay's 30-yard line. They came into this game knowing they wanted to control it on the ground. They have done that. They have dominated and by moving the ball on the ground, and they have swarmed all over the pack on defense.
Eric Coryell must be looking at this with great interest, Frank.
He'll be coming here next Sunday to face the Giants. Woolfolk in motion, and Carpenter follows him. Carpenter's bowling his way inside the 20. He's close to another first down.
I only wish Bob Ledbetter could be here tonight to see this great performance by the Giant team as you look at this end zone replay.
He did have him safe place to run, didn't he? Look at that hole out there. There's just like you draw it up.
On his 49th birthday, Coach Ledbetter, Bill Parcells' staff, was struck down with a stroke, and he's fighting for his life in the hospital right now. We wish him every hope and prayer for his recovery.
That's Carpenter once again. Hey, he had 91 yards, and he'll pick up 3 more.
Incidentally, the commissioner has restored the 4 suspended players involved in, admittedly, in drugs. Junior Miller, Greg Stemrick, Ross Browner, and Pete Johnson, the latter 2 of the Bengals. Junior of the Cardinals, Stemrick of the Saints. Commissioner, having talked with the players, says they've had sufficient punishment.
Second down and 7. Carpenter bounces off another tackle. And down he goes in the arms of Ezra Johnson. And I mentioned that over and over that the Packers are playing with secondary men. They lost Terry Jones. They lost Mike Butler, the defensive left end. And, of course, Ezra Johnson had hurt his knee rather severely in preseason. Now he's coming back to form. We're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to tell you who's bringing you the game. Third down and 5. The Giants inside the Packers' 15-yard line. 6:47 remaining in the third quarter. Giants on top, 20-3. Woolfolk in motion. Brunner fires it in there. It goes to John Missler, who found the empty zone.
I think a first down, didn't he?
He'll be inside the 10 with a first down and 10.
Bob Fosh has pitched the second no-hitter of his career. Did it tonight. Did it against the Montreal Expos. Quickly, I'd like to read Commissioner Rozell's statement on the 4 previously suspended players. After our review, which included meetings of each player with our security director, we concluded this punishment was sufficient. End of quote.
So they'll be able to return. Of course, depending upon the condition they're in, they missed 4 games and, of course, lost the pay during those 4 games. This is Rob Carpenter.
Whoa.
Carpenter is really banged. Coughs up the ball. Mike Douglas hit him first. Aaron Braggs was there. Carpenter, I don't think, has given up the ball for a couple of years now on a fumble. He was really hit by Douglas, who was on the blitz. Let's watch a reverse angle. You get a good look at it.
Little trap block. Art leading up in front. Comes back to the outside. Douglas is in there. Whoa. And Wingo was the guy, too.
And there's Braggs, and he covers.
Yeah.
So the Packers get it back. They trail 20-3. They still have a lot of time if they can get any offense generated at all. Packers get it back on a good effort on the left side defensively for Green Bay. Byron Braggs was there, Wingo, and Mike Douglas. But the Pack has fumbled the ball the last 3 times they've got their hands on it. And Dickey once again deep in his own territory at the 11-yard line.
Different offensive look. Two tight end look there. We'll pass this way for a while, he says. Uh-oh.
Dickey
Intercept.
looking for Jefferson. Beasley Reese. And the Packers have turned it over again. And Beasley Reese picks it off at midfield, brings it back to the 37-yard line.
Amazing.
Unbelievably inept. However, that's the way it is for the Pack tonight.
They went with a different offensive set, almost a two tight end set, using Jefferson out deep. Got a little pressure. Yeah, he got a lot of pressure, but he got the ball off. See, look at it from another angle. Lawrence Taylor's going to be close. They got him down.
That is George Martin, the designated pass rusher for the Giants. And here comes Beasley Reese. His first interception of the year.
Incidentally, Frank, I think a moment ago I mistakenly said Junior Miller among the suspended players. I meant E.J. Junior, of course. We'll be back in a moment.
Here. Can win.
4 times, the last 4 times they've had their hands on the football. The Giants have a first down and 10. Inside the 38-yard line of Green Bay. They have a commanding 23 lead. Brunner trying to get it to Carpenter, and Carpenter tripped coming out of the backfield.
Brunner just had to smile on that one because he really did kind of trip over his own feet trying to turn around.
This is the most enjoyable night of his career.
Carpenter or Brunner?
Brunner.
Well, I don't know, but he's having a good time. He can at least laugh about it right now. They did have a hotly contested quarterback job, I guess you'd call it, going on up here with the Giants. And this Jeff Rutledge is a kid that I think he's only been in the league 5 years. I think he's a good one. So they do have 3 quarterbacks been there about the same length of time.
The other one, of course, Bill Sims. Second down and 10. Blitz is on. And Brunner manages to get the ball in the direction of Moak. And we will not get a flag. The Packers are claiming that he was throwing it away. It was George Cumby right in the face of Scott Brunner.
Phil's 1, Magic number 2. Atlanta beat San Francisco. Dodgers and Reds tied 8-8 in the 9th. Remember, we told you about Bob Forsh's no-hit game, the second of his career, tonight over the Montreal Expos. So you're updated on the National League.
And we have all the changes that we now see in pro football. The defensive specialist in, the 5th and 6th defensive backs come in. 3rd down and 10. The Giants adjust. They have now the 3rd wide receiver in. Danny Pittman has joined Missler and Ernest Gray. Blitz is on with the Pack. Brunner tried to strong arm it to get it to Missler, but he was off balance. Pressure. It was Tim Lewis coming from the defensive backfield of the Packers. And we'll have a 4th down, and we might see Ali Haji Sheik once again. He is certainly ready. He's pumped up. He's hit from 56 yards out. And wise move, I think, because when you're trying for that kind of distance, you run a great risk of having it blocked. And the Packers have the blocking specialist in their big, tall tight end, Gary Lewis. So we'll see the punter, Dave Jennings.
I wonder why they weren't blitzing in the first half.
Well, they weren't passing. You know, I mean, they really trying to blitz when the Giants tried to pass that time. Giants, when they can run the ball like that, heck, they blitz all they want to.
Jennings will look for the corner. And he completes it. He keeps it in the field of play. It was Mike Dennis who hustled down, and it was almost like Jennings was passing that ball to Dennis. 36-yard punt. That'll go on the stat sheet for Jennings, but what will not go on is the fact that they work on this. And Green Bay all of a sudden is back at their 1-yard line. College football, once again, a reminder, 3:30 Eastern time coming your way. Arizona, they're undefeated. They'll take on California. Joe Cap's California Golden Bears. You'll get to watch Wisconsin going against Northwestern. Miami of Florida, fresh off their upset of Notre Dame. They'll take on Duke. We'll also have Tulsa versus Oklahoma State. Regional coverage this Saturday here on ABC. Consult your listings for the game in your area. College football here on ABC. And Dickey on the 1-yard line. Hands off to Harlan Huckabee. He gets it out for a couple. Gives Dickey a little bit of breathing room.
Horrible field position that Packers have had really all night, but particularly
long.
the second half. They've been right there in their shadows of their own goalpost all night, which does have a little effect, I would think, on a passing game.
Yeah, they're going to wear that little part of the field out down there.
Yeah.
Huckleby got 3, so it's second down and 7. Huckleby once again, right side. And Huckleby hustling out close to the 10-yard line, short of the first down. It'll be third down and 1. Curtis McGriff playing a fine game for the Giants tonight, the big defensive left end. He's in there primarily against the run, and often they'll bring him out and bring in George Martin when they're anticipating pass. Third down and 1. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. A football game totally dominated by the Giants, even though the Packers got on the scoreboard first with a 20-yard John Spinnerud field goal. On third and 1, Dickey misses John Jefferson. And the Packers obviously feel this far down they've got to go for the big play, and they miss. They'll have to punt, and it should put the Giants back in good field position.
I remember when they used to make that big play, when Mr. Starr was the quarterback. And there were Taylor and Horning and Max McGee and all the rest.
I only question that because they didn't have play action on it on a third and 1.
Great drop back pass.
Beasley Reese settles right at midfield for the punt of Bucky Scribner, the rookie out of Kansas, left-footed kicker. Scribner, low kick, short kick. And Beasley Reese still on his feet, moves inside the 40-yard line where the Giants will have that good field position at their 38-yard line of Green Bay.
Frank, I think we should congratulate Franco Harris for yesterday passing the juice, becoming the second leading rusher of all time in the National Football League.
He's tremendous. He just rolls along. He's better than good wine.
He is a good one. He really is.
Manny Past will be with us next week in Buffalo.
The juice is going back to Buffalo.
Miami had the oranges, but Buffalo had the juice.
And Miami had the victories. 3:29 now in the third quarter. Woolfolk. Good running against the grain. Butch Woolfolk. He got a tremendous block from Billy Ard. He cut behind it, broke it against the grain. He'll get a first down inside the 26-yard line. Watch 67.
And watch Butch right behind him. He knows where he's going to make that. That's just a good cut right there.
Excellent. Excellent.
That was a good move.
Guys coming out of Michigan, they always say, go straight ahead. They're taught by the big Bo Schembechler. They say they don't know how to cut, but Woolfolk has learned how to cut very well.
First down and 10. Woolfolk in motion. Carpenter looks it over at the right and folds under the blitz of Rich Wingo. It'll be a loss of a couple. Second down and 12. Wingo very busy inside linebacker as the Giants have moved the ball primarily tonight on the ground. That's what they wanted to do, and they've been able to do it. Gray goes left, missed the right, and Rob Carpenter has 97 yards. They've been tough yards tonight. Bruner fires and is complete.
You believe that?
No. He dropped the easy one a while ago, and he comes back with a reception at the 2 and takes it in. Actually, the defenders just overran Ernest Gray. He pulled up with his eye on the ball and takes it in.
You got to look at that again. I don't blame you, Vaughn, if you're disgusted. There were 3 defenders right there.
Yeah, he threw that one behind him, and he
Ridiculous.
happened to be looking. This is what he's supposed to do, but you can see McCoy, 29's right there. He's got him pretty well covered. He said, wait a minute.
2 defenders.
Just when McCoy looked back for the ball was when Gray pulled up. McCoy ran right by it. 6 points, Giants.
And a third one in the end zone, and that was some tackle on Gray, wasn't it? Ridiculous.
Sheik Drills it through the uprights. And the Giants continue to roll. There's Ernest Gray. He had that great season a few years ago with 52 receptions. But as we mentioned earlier, he sometimes drops the one that looks so easy.
But this is one when you got to feel you really got away with something here, because the ball was not really thrown where, if he had thrown it where he should have thrown it, he'd had all those defensive guys could knock the thing around. So he throws it right in the middle.
Actually, there were 4 Green Bay men there. It's ridiculous.
But he really did have double coverage all the way on him.
Yeah.
And Bart Starr pointed at the clock. He said, we've got 1/4 and 2 minutes and 3 seconds, and I want to see some football played out there. He has not seen much of it tonight. He's seen missed tackles. He's seen tentative movements. He's seen turnovers, fumbles, interceptions, penalties. And it's not the way that a Bart Starr likes to see a football.
No, he's a perfectionist. He's a fine man. But that young man, Bill Parcells, deserves all the credit in the world. His team was prepared.
Green Bay coming in here with high hopes, having beaten the Rams last week, just being edged by Pittsburgh, and having won their opener against Houston. They were 2-1. Sheik with Huckleby deep for the pack. Harlan Huckleby. And maybe Bart should have spoke with him a little earlier as Huckleby rolls all the way out to the 38-yard line where it'll be first down Green Bay.
Couple of flags, though.
Again, the flags are down.
Good
and it's
Lord.
going to be against Green Bay, holding.
Incredible. Virtually every kickoff.
Yeah, but they've never really had a series of downs. Maybe the first series of downs where they took the, I'm talking about Green Bay, they took the ball, they moved it rather consistently. Since then, they really have not. It's truly like trying to run a machine when all the old pistons are not working, the cylinders are not working.
Well, they begin on the 11th.
That's good field position for them.
Holding number 74, receiving team during the return.
That's a pair now for Tim Huffman on the specialty team of Green Bay. And the Packer, they're at the 11-yard line. They should be very familiar with that area. Lofton goes left. Jefferson right. Mike Meade, single setback. Or brother Harlan Huckleby is in there now. Wide open is Gary Lewis. And Gary Lewis still on his feet. And they'll mark him out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Good effort by Gary Lewis down the sidelines to get the first down. He was wide open out the flat. I think they were giving him linebacker coverage while double covering the outside man, and he was wide open.
That's exactly right. You can see him now come back. Jefferson's trying to get a position to block on Jackson. He does. That was Lofton, as a matter of fact, instead of Jefferson. That outside. Well, they've finally gotten out from under that old. Well, they haven't crossed midfield yet, but they've certainly got a better place to go from.
Just shy of the 45-yard line. First down to 10 Green Bay.
Another double coverage routine.
With the blitz on. This time Jefferson wide open on the slant in. He'll get the first down at the 35-yard line, and perhaps the words of Bart Starr has had a little bit of an effect.
Watch the double coverage up at the top of your screen, the right of your screen. Jefferson comes in. He beats double coverage, goes to the inside. Should be some linebackers back in there somewhere. They just didn't want him to go deep.
They're giving him a lot of area, but you are so right, Don. They're not going to let him get deep if they can avoid it.
Caps on backwards. For a minute, I thought it was Joe Walton.
Oh, come on now. Did you really?
First down and 10. 35-yard line of the Giants. Dickey play action. Wants the big play to Lofton. He's not going to be open, so we go to Jefferson. And there is a collision down along the goal line. Beasley-Reese pointing the finger at Jefferson. Jefferson doing the same at Beasley-Reese, but no flags.
Had him covered that time. No place to go. He was running out of time.
Giants covering well. Actually, Dickey wanted Lofton. Had to change off to Jefferson, who had double coverage.
That's not really interference. If anything, it was would be interference on John's part, but he just stepped on his feet, and that's not an interference call. He was just good defensive coverage.
Well, I thought he pushed him off.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
You thought who pushed whom off?
Well, Jefferson pushed Reese off.
Oh, that's what I said. If it was anybody, it'd be on Jefferson.
Second down and 10. Dickey under great pressure again, but he gets it to Paul Kaufman, and Kaufman will be inside the 15 for the first down, and Dickey
may be hurt.
Hammered once again and slow getting up.
Oh, he really did. Looked like he may have hurt his hand a little bit.
Well, he came in here as a probable tonight with a sore wrist.
You can see that right hand, his thumb's taped. Or I guess it is the wrist.
Tries to protect it when he goes down, and it is very sore.
Big Jerome Sally again in there. John Kaufman, first down.
To the 13-yard line. Huckabee remains the single setback. On top again is Dickey. Looking for Lofton, and Lofton had inside, out coverage once again. Terry Jackson was on the inside.
He had inside, outside, and a linebacker looked like played him short.
Easy Reese right there with Terry Jackson. They'll have a second down and 10. Dickey now 12 and 21. 216 yards. That's far below his three-game percentage of 72.5% completions. He had 9 touchdowns coming into the night. 2 seconds remaining now in the third quarter. Jefferson in motion. Dickey, and in and out of the hands of Lofton.
Whoa.
And that will be the last play of the third quarter. Giants on top, 27-3.
Capitalize on the opportunities created by the turnovers.
And now the Giants change things up again. They bring in some different personnel for Dickey to consider. This time he better go with whatever he's got called. Phillips is in. The extra wide receiver, number 85 for Green Bay. Giants going a 3-man front, but they love to blitz with it. They bring everyone. Dickey, down he goes. The first man in there was Andy Hedden. That's twice he's been in, the rookie out of Clemson. And the Giants, after Dickey had gone to the sidelines, having looked at one defense, brought in different folks, and they swarmed all over Dickey, who is not the most mobile quarterback you're going to find in the league. There's a loss of 7 yards.
Just nobody, didn't have enough guys picking them up, and that's really right. You talk about bringing different people in. That was not terribly good blocking either, but didn't have a shot at it. Good defensive play by the Giants.
37-yard attempt by Jan Stenerud on fourth down. Bucky Scribner, the punter, is the holder.
Missed it.
And Stenerud misses left. So Stenerud's string of 11 straight. Jan Stenerud, string of 11 consecutive field goals made, ends with a 37-yard miss. And the Giants get the ball back at their own 20-yard line. Rob Carpenter, single setback. Mistler in motion. Carpenter, right side, and he runs into George Cumby after a gain of perhaps 2. We're in the fourth quarter, and we're watching Green Bay Packer that played good football in their opening 3 games, and tonight nothing but miscues, nothing working for them, and a lot of credit goes to these people. One of them, Lawrence Taylor, who's been playing out of position most of the night, and he has been just about everywhere. Those are obviously Giant sentiments.
Enjoy it.
Second down and 8. Wilfolk, right side. And he breaks one tackle at the line of scrimmage and gets up over the 25-yard line for a gain of about 3 yards. It'll be third down and 4 for Scott Brunner. Butch Wilfolk coming off his game against Dallas, picking up once again, running well tonight. He had 70 yards against the Cowboys last week. Mistler goes right, Gray goes left. And Brunner tried the blind bootleg, and you better believe that Mike Douglas has looked at a lot of films, and even though Brunner is not the most agile of quarterbacks, he likes to have that play called. He runs it a lot.
I thought he faked it the play before. And you're right, Douglas didn't miss that one at all. He just hold it.
And with both backs going away from Mike Douglas, he had nothing else to look for, but Bruner coming back, and he was right there. Now Dave Jennings will have an opportunity to kick away. For only the second time tonight. Phil Epps has dropped for the pack, really respecting Jennings because he is way back close to his own 30-yard line. But it does not turn over, and it does not spiral, and Green Bay will have good field position at the 42-yard line.
Almost a mistake right there by the Green Bay linebacker trying to pick that one up.
Certainly was. Could have given it away in a hurry.
36-yard effort by Jennings. The Green Bay Packers have the football at their own 38-yard line. They're down 27-3. They've been scolded by Bart Starr, but they've been unable to put points on the scoreboard. Dickey, Lofton. Now Lofton will have the first down. Giants territory inside the 45-yard line. And Mark Haynes had Lofton by one leg. He wasn't really jerking it at all, but he was just making sure he wasn't going anywhere.
That's what really caused the fracas. Haynes has played a simply great game tonight. Number 36.
Yeah, he's the quiet one. He just sits out there and does an all-pro job game after game. Mark Haynes.
Kind of got a feeling here that maybe James was trying to lateral after he looked around, didn't see much. No, I don't guess he did. I saw a trailing back. Huckabee was there. I don't know what they're doing there.
There, you make your wish.
Yeah.
I get the long one, I get mine. First down and 10, 44-yard line. Huckabee, single setback. Dickey will go down. Jerome Sally.
Sally's playing a good game tonight.
He sure is. He's come into prominence.
You know how tough he had to be growing up. People say, "What's your name, Sally?" He had to be. It's got to be tough.
And he has been tough tonight, both from the nose tackle and also from the four-man front.
He just zipped right in.
Hey, when the wheels come off, they really come off. Dickey with that angular grace once displayed upon the gridiron by the one and only Cowboy.
Absolutely.
Who wore the number 17.
In your program. But
40 yards rushing against this Giant team.
There was a loss of 6 yards. Second down, long yardage, blitz once again, but this time they keep it on the ground. This is Jesse Clark, the rookie from Arkansas.
pretty good little burst of speed out there. Jesse Clark.
Beasley Reese moving over to take Clark out of bounds at the original line of scrimmage. It'll be third down and 10. Jesse Clark, the 7th round draft pick. Had a couple of fine years down in Arkansas. They've marked it at the 43, so it's third down and 9. Lofton goes right. Epps, the speedster, top of your screen. Lofton is in the slot. Or rather, Jefferson in the slot. Dickey has the time, underthrows it to Jefferson. A flag is down, and Lawrence Taylor is saying that Jefferson trapped it.
I don't think he did. It's just a terrific effort. It looked like from here, but I believe Lawrence is probably convinced him that that's not true. I thought it was a good catch.
The flag is also down, and it will go against Green Bay.
You know, Green Bay might be wise at this time just to run this ball. Try to run out the clock. You know what I mean? Go back to Green Bay and regroup.
Pass interference. Number 80, offense. Declining. Fourth down.
You're saying back to the old drawing board.
Back to the old drawing board here.
Lofton called for pass interference.
It's Lofton and Haynes. They've been working all night.
Well, that was slight interference.
He was getting back at him for having his leg pulled.
I guess you're right.
Fourth down. 9, and the Packers will go.
James can't take
Not
it.
far, but they'll go. Huckabee is nailed.
Well,
the 42-yard line. And what you're seeing really is the total frustration of Bart Starr, I do believe.
I've seen it all with that.
Well, they were trying to trick them. It was a surprise play. See Bart saying, now look, wait a minute, what is this? Boy, Bart is upset. Can't say I blame him. Bob Snelker there by him that you saw a moment ago, and Snelker's the one that really calls the plays.
But I don't think Bart liked that one.
I don't think he did either. He said, wait a minute, Sneaky.
That's just the nickname we had for our old teammate, Bob Snelker.
Somebody asked Lynn Dickey, you're right, Lawrence, you're having a great game.
Snelker said, don't give me any heat. I've already been with 6 teams. First down and 10. Carpenter held for a couple. It'll be second down and 8.
Somebody asked Dickey what option he has when Snelker sends in a play. Dickey said unemployment.
Carpenter now, at least according to our stats, unofficially has 99 yards. He's having a hard time getting over that 100 mark tonight. This would be his third 100-yard game. And if he can pull it off, then he's one short. We're in the fourth quarter. 10 minutes remain to be played. Giants on top 27-3. Mulledy in motion. Carpenter. He has his 100 as he moves over the 45-yard line for a couple. I'm going to tell you, immediately following your local news, on Nightline, the America's Cup report will be coming to you from Newport. And also Jubilant, Australia, and what the U.S. has to do to win that cup back. That'll be tonight on Nightline. That is 132 years.
Took a long time, didn't it?
Sailing takes a long time. They're down and 6.
The flying keel flew.
Did they ever find out what they were hiding?
Well, there's a little bitty motor that was down there under this flying keel.
A big rubber band.
Little rubber band. It wind this thing up. But they only do it late at night or early in the morning.
What we were hiding was Ted Turner.
Yeah. Well, it was the little motor they had there.
My mind is drawing a picture of that on third down and 6.
Wow.
Runner over the outstretched arms of John Missler. Incomplete. It'll be fourth down. We'll see Dave Jennings again.
Knowing Ted Turner, I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back with a challenger.
Well, not knowing him, I couldn't say.
Jennings makes up for the last one. High and long. Epps forced to make the fair catch call at the 10-yard line. A 44-yard effort in distance, and almost 1 year ago when these two teams met, followed by an 8-week strike. They're at it once again, and it's all the Giants. Of course, a year ago, it was Green Bay in the final game played before the strike. Dickey on first down gets it to Epps. And the little one from TCU gets the first down out to the 22-yard line. They'll mark it at the 23.
From Atlanta, Texas, I told you. That's where he's from.
Dodgers are still batting in the top of the 10th against the Reds. They've scored 3 runs so far, so they're leading 11-8. Remember, Atlanta has already won. The Dodger lead 3.5.
The Packers from their 23-yard line. Play action by Dickey. Lofton has another first down up at the 45-yard line.
It's good defensive coverage and a terrific move by Lofton to come back and get that ball. The ball was pretty well thrown, too.
And once again, it was Mark Haynes. Even though Lofton got the reception, Haynes was right there with him.
You know how hard this is, Frank, to run as fast as you can, then slow it down a little bit, come back in and catch that ball. It's almost impossible for a defensive back to knock that one away. Good route.
The perfect skills. The #1 draft pick, Mark Haynes, in 1980. Didn't do much that year, but the last 2 years, all pro. First down, 46-yard line. Dickey has the time once again. Kaufman is open. Byron Hunt trying to strip the ball from Kaufman. He holds on. He's close to another Packer first down.
But a flag.
And yes, the flag is down.
Telling you, it has just not been their night. I mean, the Giants have played so well. They've played very well, but poor old Packers just can't get anything going for any length of time. You think they would put 3 points on the board, and we're more than halfway through the fourth quarter. I think would surprise a lot of people.
offense. Repeat first down.
Charles Swanke holding for the Packers. Down remains the same. The yardage doubles. It'll be first down and 20. Yeah, we're going to be looking at this same Packer team. Hopefully not the same kind of actions. October the 17th against Washington. That'll be up in Green Bay. Dickey throws it underneath everything to Huckleby. Wow. Huckleby gets to midfield, pays the price of the pickup of 14 yards. It'll be second down and 6. Arlen Huckleby seeing a lot of duty tonight. Works well out of the backfield. You saw him a moment ago as a receiver. Packers down 27-3. We're seeing very little of Eddie Lee Ivory. Second and 6. The ball right at midfield. Little stunt was on. A beautiful move by George Martin, stepping inside. And if we could get a look at that on replay, you'll see why Martin is in there as a designated pass rusher. He'll come to the inside.
Right up. There you go.
Good initial quickness.
Just had a deal on with D. Hardison. And it results in the trap. So now it's third down and 18.
Well, if they get in a fourth down situation, they've always got that quick trap.
I don't think we'll see that again.
You think Bart didn't like that call? Fourth down, 9, quick trap.
Dickey throws it behind Jesse Clark, incomplete, and it will be fourth down, and we'll see the punting unit this time as not one of the better nights for Lynn Dickey. But the quarterback, as always, gets too much praise and he gets too much blame.
Well, I don't know about the praise part. But certainly always gets too much blame. No question about that.
Yes, the recap of your career would indicate that.
Yes, too much blame. Beasley? You think Beasley might take this back? You know what? He really could. He hasn't run one back all night.
This point in the game is when you start working on your stats. Next year's contract. Bucky Scribner. It's a beauty. It'll take Reese back. Close to his 15-yard line. And Reese is hammered inside the 15-yard line.
Good special team coverage.
And George Martin, he's been around for a while. 11th round draft pick back in 1975.
Only 245 pounds, which accounts for his quickness.
Yeah, and he's an opportunistic player, too. He scored 5 touchdowns on interceptions and fumbles during his career.
They've all played well tonight. The Giants have played magnificently as a team.
I mentioned they'd be watching Green Bay against Washington. And also see the Giants.
I'd give the game
twice more this year.
I'd give the game ball to Mark Haynes.
Rob Carpenter works his way for additional yardage after being hit at the line of scrimmage, getting up close to the 20.
He slides off the pack very well, doesn't he, Don?
He does. He is. As we mentioned, he's not certainly as fast as some of the running backs in the league. Not as big as some of them, but he's got a lot of those things that really do count. For one thing, he's gained 100 yards for what you just said a while ago, the third time this year. If you can get a runner to do that, you don't have to throw that much.
He's not a bad back to have for a third-round draft pick, and that's what the Giants gave Houston for him.
He gives you everything he's got on every play.
On second down, Carpenter once again over the right side, short of the first down as he gets up around the 23. About a yard and a half short of the first down. Ezra Johnson defensively there for Green Bay first.
Might give the game ball to Coach Bill Parcells. Beautifully prepared team.
I'll tell you, they were concerned about it throughout the week because I've mentioned it many times, but Harry Carson and Brian Kelly worked so well inside, almost in obscurity compared to Lawrence Taylor. But as Carson and Kelly, for the past 2 years, have been able to free up Lawrence Taylor to play his type of game. And Carson, of course, now in the injured reserve, arthroscopic surgery on the knee. Third down, long one. Carpenter has it easy. Started to go over the top, saw the opening, stayed on the ground. He gets the first down at the 28-yard line.
Good. That was really good short yardage running, and that's the kind of back that you really, he's going to win some ball games for you to do that. He did. Saw that little hole, was able to slide out, pick up the first down easily. Now he's going to come out and get a rest.
He'll get an ovation, too. Bob Carpenter got his 100 yards plus tonight. Third time in this young season. 3 times out of 4 games. That's good running. We may lose Dickey in the next series for Green Bay as David Whitehurst warms up on the sidelines. First and 10 Giants. Joe Morris, second-year former All-American from Syracuse, who shattered all those rushing records up there. They've turned out some great runners over the years. And this little man, 5'7", 195 pounds, he broke all the records set by Jim Brown, Zonka, Floyd Little.
Don't forget Ernie Davis.
I remind you, this telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of the telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited, and they will not be using it again in Green Bay, for sure. 2nd and 4. Morris, this time he is collected out at the line of scrimmage by Byron Braggs and Mike Douglas.
Well, Wingo's been on a lot of tackles tonight, too. You know, when you think as many times they've run up in the middle, they run there a lot.
Hey, your head is ringing if you're an inside linebacker in a 3-4 when you run up against a team that runs the ball, as the Giants have tonight. Most of it has been inside. A lot of noise along that line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4. Here comes the blitz. And it's picked up. Moa was wide open. Bruner had the time, overthrew. And again, a discussion on the field.
Another flag.
This one will work against the Giants, but they have a 4th down if it's declined by Green Bay.
They want that ball. That's 4th down.
Pass interference. Number 38 offense. Decline. 4th down.
It's time for the quick trap.
Pass interference. John Tuggle.
Wrong team. Snelker there. He's talking to David Whitehurst. He says, now then, we're going to start throwing some good plays at him. We're going to really trick him now.
Dave Jennings to punt. Bill, that's a lot of respect. He's way back inside his own 20. Jennings is standing on his 20. High, not too long, and Epps moves up to make the fair catch at the 27-yard line. For the Packers with a new quarterback, David Whitehurst, a starter in 77 and 78. The Giants are about to improve upon that. They moved into Giant Stadium in 76. That was their best effort, 24-3 over Atlanta. They lead 27-3, and David Whitehurst, 7th-year man out of Furman. He's 3 for 3 as a backup thus far this season. He hasn't seen any action to speak of. This is Huckleby. And Huckleby, extra effort, and gets the first down at the 40-yard line. David Whitehurst was a starter, as I mentioned earlier, for a couple of years when Dickey was hurt back in 78 and 79. Has a career percentage of completion, 51%. And he wobbles one in there, and I think that's going to be a completion and a fumble. It was John Jefferson who's saying, no, the whistle is blown, and I think that's how it's going to be ruled. Pete Shaw pulled the ball free from Jefferson, but the whistle had blown. Pickup of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Whitehurst's ratio of touchdowns to interceptions, not the best in the world. 28 TDs, 40 interceptions.
Oh, wow.
It was Andy Hedden. That's his 3rd sack of the night.
You mentioned him early, and he looks like a Another one that's Lawrence Taylor could come in there. He's got good speed. Look at that, 6'5", 230.
He doesn't miss either.
When Lawrence Taylor was holding out at the beginning of the year as a Jets game, I think he had 3 sacks. They didn't know quite what to do with it. 8th-round draft pick. They had all these great linebackers, and he's playing a game tonight. Incomplete. Intended receiver is Harlan Huckabee. So David Whitehurst is finding the sledding rather rough, as did his predecessor Lynn Dickey. We have the 2-minute warning. We'll be back. Is on for the Pack. 1:59 remaining to be played. A little bit of an embarrassment for Green Bay tonight. No other way to look at it. They've had 3 good games. They were 2-1 coming in, and they have been romped all over tonight. As we look at Beasley Reese awaiting the punt of Bucky Scribner. Another end-over-end kick, short, and the fair catch called for and executed at the 22-yard line by Beasley Reese.
Well, the Dodgers won 12-9. It was a big victory for the Dodgers. They keep 3.5 games ahead of Atlanta. Phil's magic number 2. They beat the Cubs. A reminder, Bob Forsch pitched the second no-hitter of his career tonight. That against the Montreal Expos.
The Dodgers and the Reds both outscored Green Bay.
Ineligible downfield, number 58 kicking team, declined.
I don't think there's anything wrong that they haven't done tonight. That just about covers it. The Giants decline the penalty against Green Bay to get the football back at their own 22-yard line. Mention we'll see the Giants again. We'll see them against St. Louis on October the 24th. And the Giants' next game is here at Giant Stadium next Sunday against San Diego. Joe Morris tries to break it off to the outside.
Good effort, wasn't it?
Good balance.
Let me tell you, San Diego's got a lot to be concerned about. They're a team much like Green Bay, without defense. And the Giants have proved they can move the ball. You see that sign? Against a defenseless team such as Green Bay has been. And the Giants have as good a defense as I've seen in the league.
Lots of wholesale changes going on out there. Chris Foote has moved in at center for the Giants. Patola has moved in at guard. Ernie Hughes is also in that offensive line now. 2nd down and 4. Bruner remains the quarterback. John Tuggle, a 12th round draft pick out of the camp of Joe Kapp at the University of California. Just made this team on hustle. No one gave him much of a shot. Short of the first down by a yard. Well, we're kind of accustomed to Giant Stadium when they haven't had that many big wins where they could bring the extraordinary players out who perform well that day or that night, and they get an ovation. 3rd and 1. Morris, he'll have the first down easily out over the 35-yard line. Final seconds ticking off, and Bill Parcells is now 500. Came into the night 1 and 2. Lost to the Rams, beat Atlanta, lost to Dallas, and now he's defeated the Green Bay. And a classy man, Bart Starr, the quarterback 5 NFL championship teams for Vince Lombardi, moves over to greet Bill Parcells. We'll be back.